Peter, we read chapter 1, verse 5 and verse 6. The Message Bible says, so don't lose a minute in building on what you've been given, complementing your basic faith with good character, spiritual understanding, alert, discipline, passionate patience, reverent wonder. Give us the King James Version. And beside this, giving all diligence and to your faith, virtue, and to virtue knowledge, verse 6, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness. Let's stop there, and then we will move from there. We read this text last Sunday but one, and I shared on diligence. You remember? You remember? I shared on diligence. The reason I wanted us to get some good way of tying this is because if your life is going to change, it is not because politicians are having good policies. World over, we have unsuccessful people world over. Even where the economies are good, we have desperate people in those places because humans are humans. And until God knocks something out of you, out of us, and we act differently, we just become human, prone to normal human circumstances and fail, like people fail elsewhere. Even if you elect an angel for a president, because there are demons around, there will still be the demonic and the failures. So there is something that every one of us need to take responsibility about and do personally. Bwana asifiwe sana. It is great that we will get a great government, and we need all of us to be responsible because we need an environment to work in, a good environment to work in. And an environment is set by the rules that govern us, by the leadership that we have, by the supervisors, by the people that are around us, even our neighbors. So we need a good environment. But a good environment will not make your life good. It is you who is to take responsibility for turning your life around, not the environment. The environment will be good, or it should be good. We need to take that responsibility. But it is you as an individual that will have the responsibility of turning your life around. Bwana asifiwe sana. Tell your neighbor, you must take personal responsibility. Yeah, I learned a long time ago that we have people who make their millions during wartime. When people are dying, there are some other people who are amassing. So it may not matter that your neighbor is dying. It matters what you are inside yourself. There is something that I am trying to pass around. I'm not talking about the morality and the immorality of war. I'm talking about taking personal responsibility for turning around your life. Your complaining does not change the world. We can sympathize with you, but you still go hungry. And we said diligence is a trait, is a personal character or quality that makes a person wealthy. We said that, and we read the scriptures. I will not go back there because I am not preaching for the second time. I'm just recapping. We said diligence is a quality that makes people wealthy because they run away from laziness. They indiscipline themselves to work hard. They are not poor thinkers, neither are they lazy in their brains. Bwana asifiwe sana. It is a personal quality that makes people wealthy. It is the quality that makes people leaders. For you to be ahead of the pack, for you to lead in the queue, for you to be the one who is chosen to become, you must not have slept like every other sleeper. I mean, you are not the most inactive and thinking, let's say, in every way. It is intelligence, and we describe diligence or define diligence. Bwana asifiwe sana. We define intelligence I am looking for it so that I don't define it differently. As persistent and a relentless effort to solve problems and overcome difficulties to accomplish great things. Persistent and a relentless effort to solve problems. You cannot succeed without solving problems. You can't lead without solving problems. Without solving problems, you have no great name. We must be solvers of problems. Bwana asifiwe sana. And you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God did not reserve good materials to make you. He needs to spare the good out of you. You are fearfully, wonderfully. And there is none other like you. There is none other like you. You have a head that is sharp. Bwana asifiwe sana. You are sharp people. You are brilliant people. And I'm not convincing you because you, but I couldn't be convincing you because you might have been told you are a fool, big-headed. I don't know what you are told because we can be told things. There are some people who are told things in standard 1. Standard 1, nursery, standard 2, standard 3. They were told things that hang heavy into their heart, or is it, whatever it is. And they have never been able to pull through. They are still thinking what they were told in class 2 by a teacher who did not pass standard 7. That was possible in our time. It is not possible in these days. That's why I'm saying it like that. Because now we have no teacher who did not pass standard 7. There is none, not even in the baby care. But in our time, there were people who passed an exam that was done in class 5. So they had a certificate in class 5, CAPE. And then after class 5, there was another exam in class 8. It was not standard 8. It was something different. So someone who had passed class 5, hey, they went for training and they were called P4. There was a P4. Now we have only P1s. And P1s, you know, they must qualify somewhere. There was a P4, P3, P2, and a P1. What I'm trying to say is this teacher who has amekorogea mtu mahali, amekufanya ufikiria wewe ndiye mjinga wa wajinga, na hata kwenu hakutawahi toka mtu. It is like he is the one who creates the generation. Na tukaamini na tukakorogewa hapo, na hata tukitembea tunatembea na hiyo mentality ya kwamba sisi ni wajinga wa wajinga, na kwetu hakutoki mtu. We have a God in heaven. We have a God in heaven who turns fortunes around. and he remembers us because he sent Jesus. He sent Jesus. If you can capture that God has not created you for failure, he has not created you to be the last, the tail, but the head. If you can be able to believe that God has great purpose for your life, you lift your head and you start walking. Bwana asifiwe sana. You lift your hand and start walking. You stop mourning. Stop mourning. Because behold, there is life. And Kenya is big. And if Kenya is not enough, there is Ethiopia, South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, Somalia, and a great ocean. Diligence is what allows us great ideas. Great ideas, because we are not, let's say, in thinking. We'll read books. We'll listen to great thinkers. I was told a long time ago that when we were, there is a time when the mobile phones were not with us, and they were not very popular, even when they came, we used them to make calls and read messages. We did not attend classes through the mobile phones. We were told that we were actually turning off our TVs when the most important news were coming, because the one who was telling us was training us on how to succeed in creation of wealth, how to create wealth. So just after seeing Asimio, UNDA, Roots, what is the other one? We turn the TV off, because what comes after that does not concern us, and yet what comes after that is what makes people rich. Because that's when you see, that time, these days I don't see it. It doesn't come. I don't know why the mass media or the newsrooms changed the pattern. That's when they would bring the stock exchange market, so that we could be able to see this is what was sold yesterday, this is what happened the other day, this is what is trending in the stock market. And that, who is interested with the stock market? Do we even know, and what is this thing called the stock market? We would move and then go to see football elsewhere. What I'm trying to encourage is courage to look for knowledge and wisdom. Courage to look for knowledge and wisdom. Don't become lazy. Don't just read what every Dick and Harry is reading. And I remember sharing someday, because I was told a long time ago, that if you want to be a millionaire, you must not behave like the villagers. Because you are village. I came from the village that did not have millionaires, because mtu akiwa na ng'ombe ya Frisian, huyo ameenda mbele sana, moja, si nyingi. Huyo ako mbele sana, akiwa amejenga nyumba ya mabati, because kuna wakati zilikuwa sanyasi. Huyo ameona mbele, kwake kama kuna baiskeli, hawako nyuma sana. Now, you come from that context, and if you think like the villagers, the farthest you can go is build that kind of nice house that is built by the teacher, because teachers are the people who saw ahead before. You buy the best bicycle, and unafisha watu kwa sababu yako. And good radio. I mean, that's not a millionaire. That is something else. So I was told, if you want to be a millionaire, you must think away from the neighbors, from the villagers. And I captured that. And that is true even today. If you want to become an eagle, don't live with the turkeys. If you want to be an eagle, don't stay. Don't live with the turkeys. Turkeys don't fly. Or is it chicken? Maybe we don't know what turkeys are. Someone gave us big words. If you want to fly like an eagle, don't live with the chicken. Chicken don't fly. You can only hover here. And that is real. Kwa sababu Mushera na Mukodo lazima akae kama hiyo. Like begets like. Diligent people are the people that get promoted. That is what we said last Sunday. I mean the other Sunday. Diligent people are the people that get promoted. Who wants to promote a lesser one? Who wants to promote a foolish one? What I'm trying to call someone foolish is someone who has refused to think. We have people who refuse to think because thinking is not a simple job. Thinking is not simple. This morning as I took bath, I don't know why my mind went away. I thought I should write an article for the Kenyans because the other day was something trending that Ruto wanted to set up the president. Did you see something like that? Or here? You are not politicians. That is in the politics. There is a clip that Ruto wanted to slap the president in 2017 because he wanted to step down from the repeat election. And for the last 4 days or something, people have made issues out of that. But I think the day before yesterday, the president spoke. He said it is true he wanted to step down because he did not want bloodshed, because he saw where they were headed. And he thought it is not worthy being a president of a country that is shedding blood. And I thought for a moment, just a minute, someone would think that he is a Kigoya. Someone would think he is a Kigoya, whatever Kigoya means, a coward. But do you know what we provide as the mark of Solomon's wisdom? It is one day that was presented with a baby by 2 ladies claiming ownership of that one baby. Kwa sababu kuna mmoja walilala wote usiku. Walipoamka mmoja, hawakuamka wakati mmoja. Walipoamka mmoja amekufa. Sasa yule ambaye anaishi is the one who is being claimed by the 2. So what should Solomon do? Hapa mtoto ni mmoja na wamama ni wawili na kuko na mashini za DNA. So usiambie Solomon angefanya DNA test. Solomon akaitisha kisu. Kaitisha kisu akasema this is very simple. Wewe shika mguu na ni mimi nasema hivyo. Shika na wewe shika mguu mwingine. Tukate. Mwenye mtoto akasema tafadhali msiguze, mpeni yeye. Umeona hiyo? Hello? Was that a coward? You know, today we may say he is not a coward because we know the consequences. But suppose mama yake alikuwa mama ya huyu mama. Unajua kila mama anakuwa na mama yake ama na baba yake. Si zote ni watoto. No, I don't know how to explain what I have said about mama because kuna mama wawili wa mtoto mmoja. Lakini hao mama wawili wa mtoto mmoja kila mmoja wao wako na mama mwingine. Ama kama huyo mama angekuwa hapa angeambia funga hiyo mdomo. Yaani unataka mtoto wako aende bure. Yaani mtoto yule ambaye mimi nimeitwa kama they were naming like us Africans. Lazima huyu mtoto awe named after. Yaani mimi unanipeana. Angekuwa mjinga. Wakati but she could not stand mtoto wake akatwe. Afadhali aende akaishi na huyu ambaye anamkelemu sana. Solomon akajua sasa nimejua mwenyewe. Patia huyu. Sasa hii ikawa wisdom. If anybody was of age on January 30th, I think January 30th, 2018, when Uhuru Park was full of people and Miguna was swearing somebody to become a president. What were you thinking as you saw that scenario? And Kalonzo, Mudavadi, they refused to go to the field. What were you thinking? Me, I was there. I was not there, I was just looking at that scenario. Uhuru said he was pestant to command the police to go and stop them, and he refused. He refused to do it because he knew if the police go there, it will be bloodshed. Now that is a coward. See, that is a coward. Today, to me, that is wisdom of the highest order. And by the way, after the 18th of March, is it the 18th or 9th of March, when there was a handshake? Either 18th or 9th, some date like that. We forgot that there was a president of the people, because one was the president of the people, the other one was a president of something else. We forgot. It became one government. Now, if that foolishness was foolishness enough to allow us progress, that is someone who is refusing to be lazy, is what I'm trying to come to. He is thinking, but he is not thinking like everyone around. Everyone around could be thinking differently. But also he has courage. Because the next thing I want to talk about is faith, because of our text. 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. Give us from King James Version so that we are consistent in our wording, the ones that we are using. I want to talk about faith. Faith is defined in English as a firm belief in something. Firm belief in something for which there is no proof. For which there is no proof. Bwana asifiwe sana. Now there are some things that you can do by faith and some others that you can never attain without it. Faith energizes us to overcome problems and obstacles. It energizes us to overcome problems and obstacles. Faith. I wish you could read Mark chapter 11, verse 23, and you not give that text to the studio. Mark chapter 11, verse 23. Faith is important for us to scale challenges, to scale mountains, to overcome obstacles. And that is what many people lack. Wanaona